What, now everyone can get off of Yandel's back? He's a good guy now?
He's been a good guy. Like he's like one of
Cody
the...
and I, we have to defend him all the time, right? On post-game shows.
Look, man.
Oh, you guys remember how bad Yandel was for us?
Dog, I remember him feeding Mike Hoffman on that damn power play.
I remember him being our best power play quarterback that maybe we had in franchise.
I still think that power play with Huberto, Barkov, Dadonov in the bumper, Hoffman, Yandel's probably the best power play this team's ever had.
Could have used it.
That power play was fucking automatic.
I know how his career ended in Florida, everyone. You can save the comments. It didn't go well. Fell off a literal cliff. But he was good when we got him. And I always said that was a good signing to bring some credibility, you could say, to our organization. Because we had a defenseman like that since Brian Campbell.
Well, I hope... Oh, Domi.
I was about to say.
We'll get to that, but yeah.
All right, Caesar, before we start, I want to give a shout out to our chat over the last couple of games here. We've had Cody away. Nick was away for one. It's been great live numbers. So they've really been the MVP here over the last couple of days because it's kept us busy with questions. And even some of the trolls in there. I don't know where you're tonight, trolls, but you might not be around tonight.
And kind of to piggyback off of that, I met a couple of our biggest fans of the show. Shout out to, hold on, let me remove this. There we go. Shout out to Gabriel and his son. I met him the other day.
Yeah.
And another shout out to Ridge as well. Met him tonight. Super cool dude. Awesome. I really appreciate you guys for our follow. And, we couldn't do this without you guys. You guys have been really awesome.
Hey, Caesar's close to signing autographs now.
So many people have been coming up to me, Nick and I. No, but we really do enjoy it.
Idiot shirts, you're going to sign autographs.
That means Nick can finally get some motion going on, huh?
Oh, well, this is After Dark, I guess. But
by the way,
After Dark. I got some messages. After Dark wasn't here like this weekend. I had a very busy weekend, but we're here for the recap show. So we'll be back for After Dark when we got a little break here.
Real quick, where's Biz? Hey, Biz, you've been talking shit this whole week.
Hold on, let's get you.
I haven't seen it.
There you go.
I haven't seen you, bro. I'm still waiting for the bet. What are you, chicken shit? It's 2-2. Let's go, bro.
You were going to give him odds.
Let's go. You were up 2-0. I gave you a chance to still make the bet, and nothing. Still nothing. Guess what? We're going back to Toronto. This series is coming back to Florida, and we're going to finish it off. What'd I say? Panthers in 6. Let's fucking go.
You did say that from the beginning, Caesar. But Caesar, all he's got for you is those middle finger emojis. He's answering you.
It's okay. He hasn't done it tonight. Is he too busy?
My favorite
eating Marchand's cake?
My favorite comment on your video today, Caesar, somebody tweeted,
shout out Ridge.
Sit on it and rotate around it, Biz.
Caesar, how the tables have turned.
Right? Hey, what did I say? One game at a time, and that's all we got to do. One game at a time. The Panthers didn't play their game until today. That was Paul Maurice masterclass. That was a Bob masterclass. And shout out to our defenseman. That was a defensive masterclass.
Thank you for finally playing good. Thank you.
Some of the stats there, Caesar, that I had after 20 and after 40. Like, if you look at the numbers tonight, guys, not just what we saw with the eye test, but look at the numbers. And, like, it was all there from start to end. You're still going to have a couple errors and a couple breakdowns, like the Nylander break there. Forsman gets back, makes a nice play, nice breakaway there. You're still going to see those plays, Cody and Nick, but a lot less. And that's where you give Bob a chance and you give the team a chance to start from the night.
I think the start also helped too. I mean, I'll say this. I liked our starting game too. It was kind of a little bit low event. This was like the low scoring games that I thought were going to happen in this series weren't going to be us dominating the way it did. I thought it was going to be 25-26, the shots very even, and those 1-2 goal games. But a couple things I noticed was at the rink tonight were through the neutral zone. It was much better. We weren't allowing Toronto to gain speed as much, forcing them to dump it in. And the other part of it is also their breakouts were not clean. I said this last game, Tanev and Carlo have really started to take a beating, and they just flipping the puck out, rimming it up the wall, and we're hounding them on the forecheck. The other part, which started last game, was also, it's actually right there, 59 to 41% puck battle wins. Our board battles, those
We haven't been winning the puck battle rate.
Nope.
right,
And,
but the last two
going
games we
into
have.
that third period, I think we were only 30%. But in that third period, we did a much better job. That third period made our numbers go up
What, for face-offs?
for face-offs. Yeah.
For face-offs, I'm talking about
Not puck battle. We were there all night.
puck
Oh, yeah,
battle.
back
wins.
battle. Yeah.
We weren't there the first two games, and then there are some individuals that I really liked. Obviously, like Sam Bennett. Obviously, another, like, that third period from him was outstanding. That might have been some of the best hockey I've ever seen him play. He was excellent. And Matthew Tkachuk finally looked noticeable. I thought the beautiful pass to Verhaeghe early in the game for the power play goal really got him going 5-on-5. I think it's the best he's looked 5-on-5 in these playoffs. And yeah, I mean, and also
there was a point where he did turn the puck over, and they almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's Matthew Tkachuk. He's going to fumble with the puck sometimes, but I think you're really starting to see the 4-line approach with this team. That switch that Maurice made with Rodriguez and Verhaeghe has really worked. I've liked Bennett, Verhaeghe, and Tkachuk together in the past. I don't know if you remember, Kirby, Cody, Caesar. Last year, when we went on our little skid, that was a line that was really hurting us. They seem to be reunited and playing much better now.
It's just, I don't know. Matthew Tkachuk has a high ceiling, and his floor is very low.
Well, when he's good, he's good. He's bad.
He's bad.
Yeah.
Really
bad. But here's like another stat, and this is why we say depth matters here. 8 out of the top 9 forwards on this team have 8 points in this playoff run.
Yeah, I was looking at that the other
8
night.
out of the 9.
Yeah.
The only one is Evan Rodriguez. And it's just crazy because this was the first game I felt the second line showed up at all this postseason.
Yeah, that was a much better effort by the second line.
Because a lot of those points, Cody, have come by individual performances by Bennett, and then on the power play where Matthew Tkachuk coming into this game 4, I think he had like 75% of his points, maybe even a little bit higher than that on the power play.
Yeah, Mackey easily should be the first call up for this.
Hello, Ryan.
For this for the next game if Erod is out. But I mean, start of the game, I mean, Toronto looked rattled from the start for the first time this series because I felt like Toronto, like game 3 was an okay game for Toronto. I didn't think it was their worst. But today was probably their worst. They've said it. Then again, they say this a lot. They said this was their worst effort of the playoffs. And it's really sucks because they wasted a damn good performance from Joseph Wall.
Yeah.
And
That's probably the way they find to win this series by getting a Stolarz or a Wall performance. And that was this.
I thought Joseph Wall was outstanding today.
Does it surprise me? No.
You and I've been on that Wall train the whole time, right?
I tweeted out top 20 goalie in the NHL. I'll die on that hill. He's there with Decord. He's there with Wolf. He's there with Dostal. He's there with those guys,
Yeah, but the problem...
Well, yeah, I mean, he was impressive 2 years ago.
Yeah,
like a lot of people.
Numbers were there, other than the
problem with Woll hasn't been play. There's some inconsistencies, which isn't unusual for.
He
a
lets
young
the bad
goaltender.
goal in, but
Yeah.
if you look at the numbers,
But Kirby, his inconsistencies. He's a young goaltender. That's if you don't have inconsistencies.
But if you look at his just to jump in, if you look at his save percentage, it's not great. But it's no, and we and Cody were talking about this off there. No, as any of the other goalies across the league this year, save percentages are down. And we played Tampa last round, so people allowed some allowance there for Bob. You know who the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing? They're playing the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions. So
and Woll can't stay healthy. That was the other point I wanted to make.
Well, Stolarz can't either. Stolarz either.
Well, Stolarz.
Stolarz has popped up this year for him. With the loose bodies in the knee and now the concussion in this series.
Yeah, I don't think he can play with 60 plus.
With Wall, it's a year or two now.
Well, they were talking about Kirby. Was it Overdrive talking about if they win, you give Stolarz a 3-4 year deal?
Oh yeah, they were talking about that. kind of the start middle part of the Ottawa series, I think.
Let's kind of take a look at like the first period here. Kirby put out a tweet here. Stats after 20, all Florida. 30 to 9 shot attempts, 14 to 4 in slot drive plays, 7 to 2 cycle chances, 8 to 5 controlled the entire
18 to
series.
18 to
18 to 5.
but these stats like are very skewed because remember Florida had 4 power plays in that first period, so that's almost half the period Florida was playing with a man up. And I mean, and with
but you thought 5-on-5, Cody.
Yeah,
5-on-5.
5-on-5, you had to be good to draw those penalties. The problem with Toronto tonight was, and like Leaf fans, like some of them do, like to just go at the refs or whatever. Tonight you can't do that because all 4 of those were real penalties. It wasn't like the phantom Domi cross-checking call from game 2 was that?
Yeah,
No, it was game 1.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then that fucking embellishment on Erod game 2.
Yeah.
There was none of those tonight, Cody.
No, none. I from the Toronto side,
the OEL one, he might have hit it off the glass, and then you saw it on the replay.
It wasn't even close.
No, I sit right there. That thing, I'm surprised. So nobody got hurt, but that thing was a rocket. Right.
But they were looking at it for a while to see if it was deflected because they were.
It wasn't even close. It went straight out.
Yeah, but they were looking at it on the TV.
And the other part to this is now, obviously, the 6 power plays. But one of the things I really liked on our power play, we're kind of all moving around a bit more now. And the one thing I don't love is we're not really setting up Reinhardt in the bumper anymore.
Caesar's got a diagram of that if you give him a second, because I do want to get into that with Cody.
With Verhaeghe? Yeah,
it's that diagram
up here.
I wanted to tweet it out so we would have.
And I wanted to know your thoughts, Kirby, because I think Sportsnet did a thing tonight. What's it called? Of the 5 forward. And the 5 forward power play for Toronto.
Oh, I can get into that, but this is ours. But Cody, I think me and Cody might be a difference of opinion here, Cody.
So, for instance, I liked like three of the 4 power plays to start. The last one was the best one.
Yes.
And mainly because the biggest thing with power plays to me, and this is why Toronto's didn't score, off puck movement is the biggest thing on power plays to me, because a lot of the teams nowadays will either sit in a box or sit in a diamond.
Yep.
And
the umbrella.
Yeah. And the way to stretch that out is off puck movement. You see like Tkachuk at the bottom of the crease right there, correct? When Tkachuk is at his best, he is moving around all the net.
But where did he set up that goal tonight, Cody?
He's on the wall, I think.
Way over on the other side, right?
And that's movement. And guess what? And you see Verhaeghe set up top left faceoff circle. Guess where he scores that from? Bottom right faceoff circle.
So do we drop Verhaeghe down there and do a switch off with Tkachuk so Verhaeghe finishes those plays in front of the net? That's a nice look, a nice new wrinkle. Can we start looking for that play? Because Reinhardt has not been in the bumper spot, Cody. And that's what I haven't liked about this. Sportsnet showed like they're hard rimming it around and there's no bumper position there set.
We're talking about the power play, Ryan, not the penalty kill.
Power play.
No, because you said the umbrella. The power play. The umbrella is a power play formation, not a penalty kill formation.
Yeah,
right.
It's a power play.
Yeah.
But we haven't got Reinhardt set on that bumper play, Cody. So we need more of that off puck movement.
Yeah. And here's the best thing about like Verhaeghe kind of moving around here is if he moves around to the right side, that's his one-timer side. And that's how that goal was scored, off a 1T. And Verhaeghe in his time in Florida never really showed kind of like a one-timer type deal. Never really had to.
But Verhaeghe's not good when he's high up there because he's never in a comfortable position to have that shot, Cody.
Yeah.
So him dropping down closer to the net area there, that's where he can finish, I think, on the man advantage.
Yeah, but that's also credit to what Toronto's doing, because when Verhaeghe has the puck here, Toronto is crashing a forward on him and making sure he doesn't get a shot off or they're blocking his shot.
But do you think we've got to our optimal best because we haven't got Reinhardt enough puck touches?
No, not yet. If we have the Reinhardt bumper position, yes, then
because that opens up Jones, it opens up Barkov. Because Barkov's getting a lot of guys in his shot blocking lanes, and Nick's probably noticed it from the rink. Like Tanis blocking a lot of shots off of Barkov. Barkov's firing the puck. His shot attempts have been through the roof here.
Well, yeah,
but they're not open shots.
We're either missing the net because they blare up. Right, so it's like Tanev I think Tanev like leads the league in shot blocks as players.
Well,
But
Benoit's up there too in the playoffs.
Benoit's up there too. But it's like Barkov, he'll get it like off the feed from Jones and walk down the wall and like towards like the dot and rip it and miss. He did that like 3-4 times today where it gets blocked.
But I'm not putting on Barkov. I think they're closing that.
No, I think they're doing a good
Reinhart
job. So you need to open it up a bit more. And I think the bumper, if you have to cover that, it can open some things up.
But,
I also
just to jump in quick, Nick, what they're also doing, Cody, is they're hard rimming it around. We're not getting easy looks. We're having to do a lot of puck handling.
No, a lot of what Toronto's doing is like they'll hard rim it around, and there'll be a guy kind of like on the intermediate, like part of the behind the net to cut it off and send it right up the middle because Jones is going hard over to the wall. And there's a clear lane up the middle to just go at. That's how the Marner breakaway happened the other night.
But we're not getting to that spot because we're being challenged around the rim and around the wall. We have to rim it around, and we're not getting to that puck because we're not getting it to the slot.
But here's the thing with
when we have it. Okay, yeah.
But here's the thing with the bumper position with Reinhart. I think it could work if Kachuk is not the one passing him the puck.
Yes. And he's not in that spot there.
Yeah, because the way you're going to do it is off puck movement once again, because here's the thing is because if Verhaeghe scored now, they have to watch him now because he has 2 power play goals this series now.
I think so.
So he's becoming a factor here with the power play now. So the Leafs are going to have to cover for him.
One from Tampa, but I know
because Reinhardt's best chance this series was on the power play, but it was off of a broken play where he hit the crossbar, and that was game 3.
Okay.
So,
but we need more puck touches with them there. But I agree, it can't come from Kachuk in that predictable slot area. Get in front of the net or move to the other side.
But even like Jones
on the right, move to the other side.
Jones's blast from the point, the one-timers from the point aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, because Toronto's very good at blocking shots.
So, I don't see how this, and I don't even, like, I know we scored 4 power play goals. 3 of them were in game 1, and I don't think that was anything we did spectacular. Those were kind of broken plays and loose pucks battles that we won.
One was off a face-off, and one was a broken play, I think, in the Tampa.
The Kachuk one, like right out in front, or like Kachuk, he gloves it down, puts it because Vasilevsky can't see it, right? Like that's another one.
But I think that's the product of the NHL now. You got to win the draw and try to score within 10.
Right, and the first in game 2. Do you remember the power play goal in game 2?
Yeah, it was off the face-off.
That's how we do it. That's how we need to do it. But they're getting in front of that in the puck now when we're not winning a draw.
My biggest issue.
I went for 6 everyone tonight.
Yeah, but the biggest issue with the power play I had early was, I don't think my problem was they needed to get to the net. It was just 2 perimeter base, and Toronto's going to block all those shots all day. That's what they become now.
But both teams, I thought, did a good job of that tonight, of not allowing a lot of traffic and things in front of them.
Marchand did one thing that I disagreed with him tonight. He had a chance to take it to the net on the power play when the second unit came out there, but he peeled off and deferred up to when Schmidt.
He was overpassing tonight in that first.
Yeah. So
he had a lot of chances, but he was looking to defer.
Yeah, that one I want him.
Mad at him on that, but that's kind of what his looks.
But that one I want him driving the net. But I mean, we have people going out with the leave the guy alone, boys.
What's going on in the chat? You should have saw the chat the other day. Holy shit.
But the thing is now, and this series is shifted way different from the Tampa series. Remember last year, the Tampa series, we were saying the home team can't win. Now the home team can't lose.
Yep.
So
I think it's going to be a really critical game 5. I think the team that wins that game.
It reminds me last year of game 5 against New York. Like there's certain games where, you think you can win. I think this is a pivotal game 5, obviously. I think the 2 days off and Kirby, you're in Canada. I think the media pressure there now is really going to, because that's all they're going to be talking about for the next 2-3 days.
They're not going to be there.
But here's the thing now, and this is similar.
You're not going up 3-1. Like you kind of pissed away. I'm not saying pissed away because we each took advantage of our home ice, but
hey, I'm not fans of chat. I'm not talking shit about the media. I know you're trying to me. I'm in Canada.
He's talking to the other people in the chat.
I have more experience than you guys. I know what it's like.
He's talking to people in the chat. But
we've been giving Leafs credit here.
But the thing is, the narrative now is it's the same thing with the Rangers series as Nick said. It's now like this chat's going fucking insane.
welcome to Toronto.
But the thing is, with this narrative of this series, it's the same thing as the Rangers series now. Toronto has had their goalie show up now, and they've had their depth show up now.
Yeah.
Now they need the stars to show up.
And guess
And they
what?
haven't.
Mitch Marner, it's game 5, 6, and 7. Look at the Mitch Marner stats through games 5, 6, and 7. That'll make any Leaf fan lose.
But here's the thing, Cody. I think this is a very similar series to the Ranger one in terms of like how it's now. It's been different orders and how it's gone, but I think you take a look at the thing is it's not just going back up 2-2. It's like I think we found our game. Like I thought we did it late in game 3 and into today. Now you have to carry that over. But I think how we have started to play and how we found some different things, whether it be Rodriguez, if he's okay on the top line, you got the second line going a bit more. The defense kind of figured out. You got a game here from Bob that he could take forward with confidence. You have that fourth line, which the fourth line was getting pinned in the defensive zone a lot. You weren't winning a draw, and they were getting pinned in their own zone. And now I think we've established our identity, kind of chipped away at that defense of Toronto that Kirby talked about
Their
earlier.
fourth line was pinned in the zone. How about their first line getting pinned in the zone by
our fourth line
in the first?
No. I'm talking about. Oh yes, I know,
but
right?
I'm just adding that.
Because
everything. And by the way, that comment there from Jeff, he's a Washington Capitals fan. So Leaf fans, that's coming from another fan base.
And here's the thing. And that change by Maurice was maligned. Like because he went back like, oh no, Shekatovich Greer, what are we doing here? but that line has, I think that line is shown like they're not getting pushed around by the Leafs, because they had a couple times where I thought they were going to get pinned in the zone. It was fucking.
But can we just go ahead there, Cody? Go ahead.
Like because. I thought they were going to get pinned in the zone. I'm like, oh, fuck. And it was second period long change. And I'm like, shit. Like, they're going to get pinned and they might score here.
And then they went in the other zone.
Then they just turned that. Like, Nosek won a puck battle back the other way. And this is why I love Gadjevich. He's just fucking just nose deep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play my game. I'm not doing anything fucking special.
And here's the other part of it. Like, our fourth line in games 1 and 2, like Sturm, Samoskevich, Boqvist, it was getting bullied a bit. They were getting pinned in their own zone. They were losing. Their
fourth line was better than our line.
Our fourth line is establishing the forecheck. It's going up against the Tavares line, and it's pinning them in their own zone.
For 2 games now.
So we found some different elements of our team now where it's okay. You kind of get that top 6 going a bit. You already know the third line is going to do their thing.
Well, you got to stay out of the box so you can.
Yes. Bob and the defense. Bob has a game where he could really, if you give him this confidence, I think he could really take over.
I don't think he's lost his confidence, but that's my answer.
And I've been with you on that, Kirby.
I think that the defense had its best game. Guys like Mikkola and Kulikov seemed to really.
Yeah, Mikkola looked a lot better.
Their defense, Kirby, has been chipped away at. They have gotten really beaten up. I think we found a multitude of different things going into game 5 that we didn't have going into game 1 and 2. And you don't live rent free in my head because
he's talking to the fucking chat. Like they're having a whole ass different conversation right now.
I know.
You know what's funny?
I don't even crazy over there.
You know what's funny? The Leafs fan don't even deserve it. Like they just like
I don't know.
I don't want to get off topic here, Caesar. But there's a comment up there that someone, I think Nick, he's here quite a bit, and with 2 Ks. Appreciate that, Nick. He loved the USA chant today, but I always wondered this, and Cody and me laugh about it.
I hated it.
But they're like, what do you think Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Reinhart, and like
exactly?
Weren't all of our goal scorers tonight Canadian?
I was going to say
won game 7 for us last
year. That pisses me off.
Canadian guys won us the Stanley Cup last year.
Like I understand, like we're playing here in
Austin
Florida.
Matthews is American.
I know we're playing in the U.S.
Matthew Nice is American,
right? But God, that pisses me off when they start chanting USA, USA.
Like about that.
More than half of our players are not American. They're Canadians. It's like
Russian.
We're not playing an international game, guys.
How many guys do we actually have that are American?
Like I don't know how that gets the guys going. It gets you guys going as a fan.
Barkov finish for Verhaeghe.
Kachuk.
Verhaeghe's like I better.
And Jones.
Oh yeah, Jones now.
And Schmidt. And Schmidt.
We have a lot of Ontario-born players.
Oh yeah, Ekblad, Ontario, Verhaeghe.
Oh, by the way,
Ontario.
Brandon Monter said he got offered from the Toronto Maple Leafs, but he was never a Maple Leaf fan growing up, so it wasn't a big deal to him.
Yeah, but
He saw that media pressure from 23. He's like,
He's
fuck
like,
that shit.
See my money because I'm money Monter.
But here's the thing.
He's getting paid well in Seattle.
Because it's funny. It's like
Put him in a Schmidt jersey. We'd be
like
all right.
in the preview, in the preview with Zach Phillips, we talked about like the how this series is gonna go, and like I thought it was gonna go 6 because I thought Toronto's depth could get one because I really like their depth now. Their depth's a lot and I honestly thought there would be a game we would play fucking horrible.
Right.
Did you think there would be a Stolarz game, or potentially?
I thought it would either be
that out there 10.
It would either it would either be we played horrible or we got goalied. It was one of the two.
It would be the power play going off.
No,
I did.
The Panthers haven't had that in the last.
But you thought that with our PK, Nick? You talk about our PK all the time.
Yeah, I know, but I really
you of all people, I would say that.
Like the only team that we can't stop on our PK is fucking Minnesota for some reason. But like,
I'm just saying. Like, I think they're entitled to that one game. Again, I expected it from Tampa. It never happened, right?
Didn't Edmonton get off on us on 5-on-5? And again, odd man rushes and breakaways and rush chances.
Well, that was the thing I was most concerned about coming in.
And shorthanded
were the stretch passes and the rush chances. We really did a good job of limiting that.
Yeah.
And again, we played our game. We established our identity first. We don't want to play into their bullshit.
Well, it helps when you score first or you don't allow a goal in the first minute.
Right? And I know people are, you got 4. The Panthers got 4 powers. So they earned every single one of them, right? So, I mean, they outworked the Leafs tonight. That's
on our post-game show on Twitter X, and Cody, Nick, you guys know this. We don't ask for calls. We say, guys, stop coming in here complaining about calls that have been on us. Those are penalties, okay?
They are.
But today, like, I thought the refs did a good job in the first. They called what was out there, and the Leafs, they're going to get a couple after, and those are penalties as well. Maybe 1 or 2 could be borderline, but those are penalties from the Leafs. Just like Cody, you would say if Bennett's got his stick into guys' skates, or Verhaeghe's taken a 200-foot penalty. What are we doing? Kulikov, like, arm drags the guy down to the ice.
Well, the one questionable call I will say, and I saw Matthews got in on Losterinen and
yanked him.
Yeah,
yanked him down.
That was on our side, right, Nick?
Like,
it was literally
that was a sneaky play by Matthews, but it's I thought it was a horseshit call, but it's a makeup call. I get it. Like, you get 4 power plays, you're going to get makeup calls.
Yeah,
That's
but here's the thing. I didn't think they were called delay a game penalty because I thought they would have been like, oh, well, 3 power plays. Let's not. But when a penalty is like that fucking blatant,
yeah,
they have no choice because I think the refs in their head have like a 3 power play limit per period.
A whole bunch of different fans in here.
What the fuck are
Awesome
you
to
doing?
see.
that's all right.
Winnipeg
Let's
fans,
stay
a
on
bunch of
top.
other fans. Thank you guys so much.
We got Washington, Winnipeg, fucking Leafs, Panthers. Like we got 4 teams.
Shout out
there.
to Hanger Hockey, wherever you are in Winnipeg. I don't see you anymore. That Paul Maurice has been doing master classes, but you're always welcome back.
We always love Paul Maurice.
Got to give those shots, you know.
Let's take a look at what Matthews had to say after
Yeah,
today.
be careful with this.
A couple days here to reset. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We're playing the defending Cup champs. They're a good team. Both teams took care of home ice. So here we are. We just got to continue to push, clean up some things. Get better in different areas, and going back on home ice. Be excited about that.
Well, not too much.
Well,
to
I
say
thought
there.
that was AI at first. I'm not going to
I
lie.
was like Caesar.
No. I
I
listened
thought that
to it
was
before.
AI at first.
AI Matthews and real Matthews is very similar.
But the thing is, once again, please leave the Leaf fan in the chat alone.
Yeah, let's.
Come on, guys. Let's settle it down. It's all right. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
I
our-
mean,
Oh, guys.
Like,
So- do you guys think with these next couple of days it gives the Leafs chance to recuperate, get their energy back?
Maybe get ice bags on.
Yep, because I thought
get
these
serious
two these 2 games. I think Kirby and Nick talked before the game. Were like, in order for Florida to take control of this game, they need to forecheck, backcheck their defense. If we
And
can
this was
just
a
get
black and blue weekend. Ben Watt
Yeah.
laid the lumber down on
Tanev
Reinhart laid
is
the-
not looking too good out there.
Well, Tanev looks good. Tanev, I'll say this:
Tanev's
the,
good, but
the
he's getting
toughest,
Yeah.
toughest player in the league. He could
I
his
think-
shoulder could have his muscle tore off his shoulder. You won't know until the series is over.
yeah. You will
Like-
not know. He is
like-
the toughest player in the league. He will play through anything, and
Shout out to
probably
the
the
Leafs
best
fans.
defensive defenseman in the NHL.
Tanev, I would be surprised if he had 3 injuries after the playoffs.
Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I mean he's hurting, but again, it
And
doesn't affect his
especially
play.
when he got rocked by Verhage. I mean, he hasn't
He
really
dropped
been.
the shoulder a bit there.
Well, we're
Yeah.
running through. We're trying to run right fucking through him.
Yeah, we're not catching a piece. We're going right through.
Right through
Yeah.
him.
Right through him.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
get a
was-
piece anymore.
Verhage, he's just laying the lumber on him. He
And
does
that's
not put
hey,
him through the boards.
where are all those receipts on Verhage?
I
Not
didn't lay
doing
hits,
anything.
right, Cody? Never did hits all year.
Nope.
Right, Cody?
I mean,
Oh, and
all
here's
of
the
a sudden,
greatest thing.
There we
all
go.
of a
Shout
sudden,
out-
you're seeing it.
Nick,
Shout-
you're part of Nick.
Hey,
Yeah,
shout out-
I don't care.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
care.
hey.
I will be wrong gladly if it
Hey,
leads to another
You
cut
wanted him
Hey.
up in the press box.
Yep.
per game, and he
Hey.
was, and then he started again, and then
Hey,
he started scoring.
Well, I think
shout
some
out,
of that had to do
shout,
with the trade
shout
deadline.
out to Carly, because guess what? My banner is ringing really fucking funny right now. And guess what?
I'm
The
also
shirt-
not
the
attached to
shirts-
anybody, so
The shirtsy. This is the Verhage shirtsy too. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna get up and turn
Oh, is
around,
that-
but it's like, but no, it's just Verhage. Like, he's been like, that's the one thing that's like annoyed me is like, I don't understand why we can't allow a guy to like have a rough year. Like,
He's
I'm
an
not
outlier.
like it's
every player has a bad.
yeah, but I thought the back-to-back 70-point seasons would have been enough to say, hey, this is a down year for the guy.
How about I'll throw another stat at them, Cody. Since 2021 NHL playoffs up till that point till now, Carter Verhage is tied for first in the NHL, not with the Panthers, in the NHL for even strength playoff goals.
Who's first? McKinnon? Or who's tied with him? McKinnon?
I don't know who is. Good question, because I only saw it flash that he was tied for first. Didn't say who it was with. But it's a big number because he doesn't get much of his goals on power play. Like he's just starting now.
Yeah, but it's
shout out
just
to Smokey here in the chat, Mike, the security for the Panthers. Appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, Smokey. Yeah, Smokey was here the other night, I think, Caesar.
Yes,
I believe so.
but in this
shout
like,
out Jeremy Beckham too.
Jeremy, we got to get the sponsor stuff reads in and stuff tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll give a reminder.
because I
Pretty
wasn't
busy
here.
there
I wasn't here to make sure that happened.
I don't have it in front of me here. Nick,
I have it. I'll have it.
We got it last time, so
We got
But-
the last couple.
But with Verhage, it was just like fuck me. Like the guy can't have a rough year.
To be fair, he had more penalties than goals. It wasn't a.
Bennett does that every fucking year, but no one bats 9. Everyone wants to sign him with
Well,
7
am
by
I
7.
everybody? I'm with you on
Should he not have
Bennett.
been signed at the beginning of the year. Me and Cody said, let's get it done right away.
yeah.
And guess what? It was done. And
It
here's
was the offensive zone penalties that just frustrated the
But-
hell out of
No,
me.
I think people are frustrated because he wasn't scoring goals.
Yeah,
goals.
people were looking more at the stat line, how
Yeah.
many goals he had this year.
Yeah, he was taking
But-
dumb penalties.
like how many
but-
points did he have this year? Like what? 50?
But
Yeah, I mean, it was a down year for a lot of guys on our team.
I mean, Reinhardt didn't score 50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
what Reinhardt did is exactly what Vincent Scheib told us. Like, you can't be mad at that, right, Cody? That's what we expected from
Like Verhage had
It's not
53.
a down year to me
Like
because
Carter Verhage had 53 points on a down year.
and
That's
more
Sam
than
Bennett's fucking career
Right?
year.
And everyone wants to pay Sam Bennett that and more.
you know, I just love like anytime we go for a draw and it's a defensive zone draw, I know I can trust Sam Bennett not to win it.
Lex told me this tonight that Sam Bennett's our best guy in the face-off circle in this series or something. I'm like, are you joking me? Like Barkov won.
There's no
Barkov won
way.
14 draws. or something.
Well, he the only one that he might be better is Miko Sturm. So
That's right, Caesar.
Let's,
Give him a bell.
hey, let's
bell.
get out this number. What was he at tonight?
14.
22.
Oh,
Been
wow.
good. Has he been
Here we
good? This
go.
year? Am I wrong?
Let's
Barkov
shoot for 25 next game, Sam.
I don't ever remember
Hey,
Barkov scratching.
Nico Sturm was 1 for 16 the last 2 games.
You-
And that's why he's in
are
the
you sure
press
on that,
box.
Caesar? He didn't go
This is why he hasn't been in the game This is why Paul Maurice
Well,
ended
who
up
would
taking
who would
over.
want that guy?
He was.
I don't
Wow,
know.
Nick got me excited
Nick?
for Nico Sturm,
Nick?
top 5
Hey,
center.
I don't know what happened to him. He just stopped winning
Look
faceoffs.
at Nico Sturm. If you guys can pull this up, look at Nico Sturm's hockey. And I don't want to really get into it deep tonight, but we're talking about, I guess, hockey reference. Look at his draws in the regular season with the Panthers, with San Jose, and then the playoffs in Florida. It's just dropped, right?
It's hit
And
like a truck, and other teams literally.
Like we were thinking about this as a guy we could re-sign. I mean,
I'm not paying Sam Bennett $7 million just to hit people. Why the fuck would I do that?
But he has 5 power play or 5 goals in the playoffs right now.
Woo!
Woo! You know, Anton Lundell, I think, leads our team in points.
No, we have like 8 people tied.
Do we actually? Oh yeah, because it looks like
everyone has 8 points.
Aaron Ekblad has 4 points in 5 games. He's making a case here for Money Montour's
What
record.
is it?
Anyone know how
That
many
record won't be
Canadians are
broken,
playing
though,
for
will
the
it, Kirby?
Panthers? Probably 60% of the roster are fucking
I
Canadians.
think Forsling has 1 assist right now.
Yeah, but
How's
Forsling-
Jones doing?
Like
Jones has got a handful of points.
Good for him.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I guess a message like, hey, Kurt.
Here's some
Jones-
milestones from Jameson.
Jesper
Uh,
Goldfist 0 minus 3 0 0 0.
he has no hits.
Let's see. Oh, 14 hits.
Well, at least he hit somebody. So
2 shots.
Caesar, I'll read this off for you. At Jameson Olive from these stats tonight. Since 2023, Florida is 24-0 when leading after 2 periods in the playoffs. Verhaeghe netted his 5th career playoff goal versus Toronto. Ekblad with a team-high 25 minutes and 28 seconds of time on ice. Bennett with a team-high 8 hits, and Florida led 26-13 in 5-on-5 scoring chances.
Now, what I like about that, our top defenseman in minutes isn't at like 28 minutes, Nick.
Like Seth Jones was a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, and people don't notice that, but it's not great either because that can start
No.
to wear you down too. But he's played good with a lot of minutes.
Well, I think it's also coming into the system is hard enough. You're asking a guy to come in and be your number 1 defenseman right away. It wasn't fair. It was a tough ask of him. And I think he's been excellent. I think he's been our best defenseman this playoffs. That's maybe not a high bar because our defense.
And I don't think we have a number 1 defenseman.
Wait,
Let's
put my top 5 in the bottom real quick just to remind everybody. Because
Well,
I saw y'all's. I didn't see mine.
I put yours on.
But I just want to remind everyone.
my
who
X
had-
factor might get scratched.
Who had Seth Jones in. I
No,
just wanted
no
to-
Nylander though. No Nylander though.
But Tavares has had 2 goals in the game. And
I
I
got Seth Jones in my X factor, I think. I
I
don't know
had
if you've been in that.
I had McMahon. Well,
in my
Oh,
X
he's been bad.
in
No,
my-
we haven't talked about it
like-
yet. We'll get to that a little bit later.
hey, I'm liking my 1 and 2 right now.
Oh, and at the end of the night, Caesar, we're going to talk something non-Panther.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Wait, what are we talking
The
about?
Marchman thing, if you got that ready.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cody.
It's not going to be the way that Cody thinks I'm going.
I think Cody we need to give him the screen for 2 minutes just to let him talk about it.
Cody will like it.
Wait, how many points does he have this postseason? He probably played more. He probably has more because he played more games. But
Alex Petrovich got his first in the playoffs.
yeah,
Former Panther.
Former Panther.
I think he said on the
Mason
broadcast
Marchman has
before,
3
I'm like,
points this
dude ain't
postseason.
forward.
Etu Luostarinen has fucking 8. Like, let's get this shit, baby.
Yeah, that won't get broadcasted a lot,
A
Cody.
dub for the narrative. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, you had a chance to pick him last round, and you didn't pick him in your top 5.
So yeah,
No
let's go.
one
laughed
and your
at him.
mother
Totally
would have picked
I
him.
said, pick your boy Etu. He laughed
No.
at me. He said things are going to be going really bad if Etu's a top 5 player.
No, I said it would be Jordan Martinook levels of crazy.
Yeah, and you're like, it would be really bad.
If he was
Say
a top
this.
5
But
player.
you underestimated the
So
greatness of
Marchman-
Brad Marchand. Even
Brad
Cody-
Marchand, what a player, man. Happy birthday to him, Brad Marchand, by the way. I know
Dude.
Biz is celebrating.
I'll
somewhere.
say this right now.
I know Biz is in Atlanta somewhere celebrating it.
I told Kirby
He
this.
doesn't
like,
want to
over-
come anywhere near Big C's.
Yeah.
Head down south, Biz.
Is this
Ah.
Ryburn texting this? What the fuck is this? Get on my face. No, not answering that. Like, dude, I'd rather have Caesar line 1. Like, Caesar could get some good deflections off the chair.
Hey, I'll be in front of the net.
You need to roll over somebody's foot.
Roll their foot or their skate.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. Accidentally tripped some guys out there.
There we go.
But-
Let's kind of get into one player who did leave the game today. A hit on a former, or a hit by a former player of ours to the one and only Carly's and my favorite player, one of our favorite players, Evan Rodriguez. What did you guys think of this hit?
I didn't. Well, they didn't really show it too much at the rink. I didn't think it was. I mean, I didn't really think anything of it.
I mean, I don't think it was a hit to the head.
Clear interference.
It was clear.
Yeah, clear
interference.
interference. I don't think it's egregious or malicious in any way.
But do you guys think Rodriguez?
Yeah, does he get the butt end of his stick up? Can you play it real quick?
I kind of disagree here.
It
wasn't
the elbow got
malicious.
up. I can't tell because it's
This was fucking malicious, dude.
What do you want it called?
I guess you give him 2, but like.
But how can you call it malicious if it's a 2?
Because
it just
They
seems
did
like
call it a 5. but
because
then
he's
they
staring at the puck and Erod's not even fucking touch. It's not even like.
He's very lucky that I don't think there was principal contact or head contact, because if there was, then
That's a game. If that's
it's a
contact to the
suspension.
head.
It goes from 2 minutes to a clear suspension.
Like
yeah, I think he
But I
loses.
don't think you could call anything other, Cody, than a 2 minute, or like if you
Like,
call
I think
it
he
a
just
Hey.
loses his balance, but he doesn't even hit his head, does he? Oh,
He hits the bottom of his chin, maybe, but I don't think he hits his head.
I don't
I'm
really
wondering
think.
why, like,
I don't really think OEL bump into him and Rodriguez lost his balance. Like I don't really think it's.
Oh, so you're at the other end of Cody.
No, I don't really. I mean, you know what it
Or
reminds
in
me
the
of?
middle.
Remember last year, Letang bumped into Barkov, and Barkov went flying into the boards in
Yes.
Pittsburgh. That's what it
And it
reminds
looked
me.
bad initially, but then on the replay, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of. I don't really think it's Is it a little cheeky? Maybe, but
no,
I mean,
But it's not like,
usually-
Cody, it's not Abelcator to Barkov.
Oh no, it's not that level dirty, but he's looking at the puck and he sees Erod. It's fucking white ice with red jerseys. He can see the motherfucker. Like he's looking at him. And guess what? Just stop. Like
And there's questionable plays by the Leafs today. Only the Panthers do these type of hits or do these.
Well,
type
Kevin
of-
DX is so concerned with player safety. He's so concerned with player safety. Because I just hate hits like that.
Yeah,
I hate hits like
he
that.
sold so hard he never came back into the fucking game.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
I hope he's okay. Maybe he hit his head again. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
because I did get rung by Bennett in the Calgary Vancouver.
Yeah, but Bieksa will go will say the Domi hit's fine, but he'll go ham on Nick Cousins if he does that dumb
we
shit.
got Marshawn's mom in here.
The Leafs are ready to blow another series to my boy go Panthers. It'd be funny if that was actually his mom.
Or just Brad Marchand himself.
Hi, Brad. Happy birthday.
Why the fuck would he be here?
Because he wants to be the ultimate troll or the ultimate class clown.
Damn. Ilya Labushkin has the same amount of points as
Get
Mason
Barkov
Marchand
from
does.
behind.
Oh,
Oh, let's see what Friedman has to say here because he has a lot to say with fucking Bennett on Stolars. Let's see it.
Pierre LeBrun too. Fucking clown.
Well, this is the end of the game. Domi's going to come in here a little bit late, and he's going to hit Barkov from behind. And it's not a great hit, but honestly, it's also one that you don't apologize for. This is the end of the game. You just lost both games. I'm okay with that. I'm of the school of don't be an easy loser. Don't go down easy. Go down swinging. Go down, obviously not condoning hitting from behind, but I like the mentality of let's go up there, Blake. Let's scrum it up, and let's go down with a fight.
Well, if the roles were reversed, what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
If Florida's down in that situation, there's going to be some type of scrum going on. So I agree with you. I think it's great. I mean, obviously you're not advocating for hitting guys from behind, but just to show that like we're here, like this isn't over, like there's more hockey to play.
Elliot, the league will look at it though, right?
I'm sure they will, but I'm with Kevin. That's not going anywhere. And Florida's like the bad boy Pistons. They go at you a lot and they try to take a chunk out of you, and it's not the worst thing for Toronto to respond in kind.
Okay, but it's okay for you guys.
Blake Wheeler, the guy that had the C stripped from his jersey. From Paul Maurice, but Paul Maurice had to put up with that guy for what?
I don't like Blake Wheeler, but Cody, remember back to, was it the end of Game 3 against Vegas in the Stanley Cup Final with Brandon Montour and another guy? We ran them at the end of the game.
Game 3, we won Game 3 in overtime.
Okay, Game 4 then. Game 4
against Tampa,
against Vegas. Game 4. We ran
Vegas.
them at
Vegas.
I kind of blocked that series out of my head, but like with the Domi thing, it's not too far off of what Kachuk does. It really isn't, because Kachuk tried to go after Marner after
like
game
we have
2.
done this in the past as
Oh,
well.
100%.
Game 4.
Like Domi picked a number and he went and picked a spot.
Well,
now is it bad because it's from behind and number 2 is Bark? But we've done this before.
Guys, it's tracking him all the way in.
I don't like behind. I don't like from behind.
It's 5 seconds left in a 2-goal hockey game that you're not going to win. He's flying around the previous shit.
Well, Montreux did the same thing, Nick.
Okay. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
You were there, Nick. At the end of Game 4, he ran through the crease and just bowled the guy, and there was a whole brawl after.
Well, there was a brawl. That's different than coming from behind and just.
I said behind's different, but we've done it in the past.
But I'll just say this. Ready? If that was Sam Bennett, Paul Maurice would have been asked about it 5 or 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if Craig Berube was asked about it. He might have been, but they would have been talking about it.
But you're not with Elliot Freeman. You move on. Like that's with me, and then you don't got to answer next game.
The only thing that's infuriating.
Well, here's the thing: you try to, last time somebody took a cheap shot at our captain, we fucking took numbers and we just went all out ham on them. We didn't give.
Do it a different way. Do it a different way.
But the only thing that's infuriated me with Freeman was his take on the Bennett Stolar thing, where Bennett just like. Because you can't sit there and tell me that shit with Bennett causes like that fucking concussion or whatever. Like that's where I'm at. He's like, oh, I like go back to the fucking Ryan Miller, Milan Lucic shit, where Lucic legitimately fucking ran his ass over like a Peterbilt.
Yeah.
And you're comparing that to the same thing?
Yeah, when comparisons are
because my take still stands with this. They're mad at past things that Bennett has done and has not gotten suspended for, which he should have. Like the Martian shit, I still don't know how the fucking.
You know what's crazy? Like the NHL Department of Safety, like Nick Waugh, I don't know how the hell he didn't get suspended.
Oh, like
I mean, like there's been some questionable decisions.
I still think the biggest miss was Pietrangelo only getting like I think 1 game. For when he fucking like hack and slash Draisaitl like that at the end of a game.
Yeah, that's one of the worst I've seen in the playoffs in recent memory.
That's like something a kid does. Like freaking.
Yeah.
You're going back to this is way back, everyone. But Dale Hunter.
Does anybody remember the Zach Hunt? Does anybody remember Michael Bunting on Victor Hedman?
Vaguely.
No.
I think it was like a fly by elbow.
So you're talking Matt Cook and Rafi Torres era. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know if anybody remembers the that game. We wonder if we could.
No, Ryan's in the chat there. Oilers, they've had a lot of dirty players.
Yeah.
Mention about half dozen.
Oh, Matt Hendricks.
Fucking
don't
asshole.
start me on it. If Matt Hendricks, if the Oilers were actually good during that time, maybe he played with the Jets.
Caesar, we got it from the right game today.
Yes. This time we got it from the right game.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Why does he always make that face every fucking press conference?
Because it's a Paul Maurice masterclass.
Bitches.
What did you think of the Domi hit?
I think the league looks at those things very closely, especially at that point in the game, and that's their job.
Simple as that.
What a true gentleman.
Well, Toronto media was getting on Paul Maurice a bit because like when he's winning, he's up there joking, laughing. But when he's losing, he's a man of few words. He was a man of few words there in victory.
Yeah, right.
I still think my favorite quote is, "This isn't the Oprah Winfrey show."
Yep.
Was that off of a win or a loss?
My favorite is
a win when fucking Draisaitl went like on bar.
Oh, that game. Yeah. Okay.
My favorite is he had a bar mitzvah. Upper or lower? The bar mitzvah?
Two
stories.
Boys, 2 stories. Like
Toronto media can't criticize him anymore.
Or my favorite one is Domi won't get anything. I'd be shocked if he did.
I don't think.
Oh, I don't think he's getting anything. No. He'll get a fine at most.
Next game, then I guess.
Like,
if Barkov was closer to the boards and his neck compressed,
Well, he got hurt.
Then I would have been like,
I mean, he has been funny after a loss. Remember when fucking we lost to Boston Game 5 last year? He goes, "Well, I think they needed some profanity in their lives."
My favorite is when he said they didn't waste an opportunity, or wasn't a missed opportunity.
Oh my
After
goodness!
games 3 and 4 against Boston without Bergeron and Krejci, and Cody lost it.
when what's his name?
That was
Charlie
like the
Coyle
one time
was
Cody
killing
lost
us.
it on Maurice.
Charlie Coyle was killing us.
It finally got to him. He's like, he couldn't take any more of the bullshit. And then we were preparing for Ratko Gudas.
You know what happened though? The Canadian media, Sportsnet in general, I think it was Elliot Friedman and Kelly Rudy, they called out Alexander Barkov for not taking a hit and not being stronger in the playoffs. And ever since then, since 2023 playoffs, halfway through that Boston series, Barkov's been a whole different animal.
Garnet Hathaway.
No, that's but I'll never forget that.
Garnet Hathaway's like, thanks a lot, Elliot and Kelly.
I understand what Maurice has done ever since then. You know, Stanley Cup, best coach in the league. I still stand on my statement back then. I still do. The fact that you could sit there and say that a team missing their top 2 centers and you losing both games without them is telling me that's not a missed opportunity. Like,
missed.
Like, no, like that's a missed opportunity.
There goes the mic.
That should.
No, everyone got mad about the Paul Maurice one, and during the regular season when we lost that game to the Oilers in 2023, that we need Barkov.
Oh my gosh! You pissed me off with that freak. Oh, it's all sunshine. It's nice seeing the warm breeze. You know, off. Like we're losing and we're playing freaking Zach
Dalton. I'm just telling everyone what the quotes are.
What do we want?
So this was a 1-0 game until 8 minutes to go in the third, and then Sam Bennett scores the second goal to
Cody's gonna break this down for us.
I mean, well,
or two. So you're just watching that play live. It literally looked like it was in slow motion. Just unbelievable play by Bennett. Great patience.
For a second, I
keep this video playing. I want to see the bench. Nice. Tanev played that very well.
I just love Tanev looking at fucking McCabe. Like, you had fucking one job, brother. Like,
take out Bennett.
Like, because Tanev had the pass covered.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Ryan wants to hear some Ekblad praise from Kirby.
I mean, he was good tonight.
Hey, I said on the post game, Ryan, I don't know if you heard it all on Spaces. I don't have a complaint about any of the defensemen really, and the pair.
I thought all.
This is my first time all playoffs.
Kirby,
I'm like, why is Nate carrying us right now?
Game 2 Tampa.
Who do you think?
Would I say Ekblad carried us? No.
Who do you think's really bad for Toronto? I think Ekman Larson.
Ekblad also gave up that breakaway there, Ryan.
I think Ekman Larson continues to be very bad for Toronto.
For every
OEL.
I know he's thrown like 2 big hits, but I think Benoit's really struggled for them on the forecheck, especially.
He's made some big bone
Their
crunching.
best player's been Chris Tanev, and it's bar none. Like it's still crazy to me, like how good he is. But the thing is with
But I think Seth Jones was top of the charts tonight. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but,
they should have Bob up there too, and then all the Bob slander should stop. It should be at the top.
But once again with Toronto, it's just
for charts.
It comes down to now Matthews and Marner now.
Yep.
Everybody's shown up except for them.
Mitch Marner has been the quietest star player on both teams, and it's starting to not be close because now Matthew Tkachuk has got going a little bit here. What has Mitch Marner done this whole series? Kirby's the Mitch Marner hater. You guys tell me what he's done. You guys tell me.
He's got a goal.
Yeah, he shot a puck from the point and it went in. But the thing is, like both of Marner's goals have been from the point. Both of them. And here's the thing.
Oh, just want to jump in. Tonight, Sportsnet said, what great defensive plays by Mitch Marner. 3 of them. Two out of the 3 at least. He shot into Panthers knee pads, and then they're going back the other way.
What a great block shot on this. Covering the empty net on a 6-on-5.
Getting back. I'm like, Mitch Marner blew up the whole play in the first place on the power play by putting it right into the Panthers shot blockers.
And we have Antonio saying Matthews' wrist might be broken, but how many times is he going to be hurt every time we get to the fucking postseason?
But Antonio, you're not wrong.
It is his wrist or is it his back?
It could be because here's the thing. Remember we played him. It was his wrist then too.
Well,
the first time we played him.
Last
year was the mystery illness. This year it's the wrist and back again. like
Cody, I'm not making allowance for Matthews, and I don't think even you are anymore, but he has been better defensively than Marner. But it gets to a point where Matthews, you have to find a goal.
Yeah, but
somehow.
Like that Bob, like the one like when he's on the doorstep with Bob, he's got a pop.
Yeah, and Bob just goes snatches it. Like,
and everyone's like, that wasn't a good shot. It wasn't a bad shot. That's where they're game planning for. But I think it's more Austin Matthews just not finding a way to score.
But when you're Austin Matthews, no shot should be a bad shot. Like,
right.
Like there are certain guys where the rule does not apply. Like Steph Curry, NBA, no shot for him is a bad shot.
Even if you're missing a lot.
Yeah, like that's the thing with Matthews. And it's like, and here's the thing, like he could be good defensively, but here's the thing. Look at the other side of the ice. Alexander Barkov has been just as good defensively, but guess what? He's potted 2 goals.
Yeah.
And a power play goal. It's just like that's the difference
he also
right
got
now.
A point tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got an apple on the first goal. So
he did that back pass to Kachuk.
Yeah, but what a pass by Kachuk. Thankfully, like not Kachuk either throws grenades or rainbows. It's
People are gonna forget this in this game, but Kachuk made 1 or 2 bad turnovers before that, and after that pass play, he was just like a new player out there, and that was some of his best 5-on-5.
Yeah,
that gets him going for some reason.
And it's just now it's like with Toronto, everyone's shown up now. It's just now games 5 through 7. This is where superstars are made. Look at Mikko Rantanen in the last round. He got fucking clown games 1 through 4. But games 5 through 7, 11 points in 3 games.
He's still going, man. That guy is so good.
I cannot believe people actually thought he wouldn't be good in Dallas. Like that was fucking.
Well, remember we were talking about. We don't want to go for Hagee or is this guy a playoff performer? Is this guy a McKinnon merchant? This guy's
out of here.
This guy, and I said it on the trade deadline live. This guy's the greatest playoff performer in the NHL currently, and you're seeing it again.
I would like.
I mean, he's just ridiculous. I mean, in my opinion, he's better than Kachuk. And I'm not saying that in the moment. I said it at the time. I think he is better than Kachuk.
Antonio mentioned how many shots on net. I think Ryan had tonight 7. I'm like, I don't even know if he was A+, and that's a scary thing for the Leafs.
How many shots did he have miss the net?
He was around the play, but he didn't finish on any of those. So if Reinhardt's finishing next game, oh boy, like what are Matthews and Marner doing, right? Like at least he's around the play a little bit more than those two. And very close. He's hit a couple crossers. Remember, we gave Matthew a little bit of allowance when we played them last time in 2023, Cody, because he had a lot of crossbars in that series, 3 or 4.
But this time, it's not even. He missed the fucking empty net game 1.
Yeah,
like it's just
best opportunity. Or tonight.
But with Rantanen, it's just like he's been.
No, he's so
fucking
good, man.
like
he is so good.
I still
every time he scores, it hurts a little bit more.
Like I don't think this is just our fan base problem, but I think it's a lot like every fan base problem. I think a lot of fan bases overvalue their players.
Oh yeah,
because the fact that there are probably
didn't at least the ones that wanted Marner traded for Rantanen.
Like there are
There's part of them.
7 guys on this team I wouldn't trade for Mikko Rantanen.
If they got Mikko Rantanen and got rid of Marner and Marner Carolina, and then
I wouldn't trade Barkov.
I wouldn't trade Barkov. I wouldn't trade Lundell because center. It's really hard to replace Lundell. That's just the main reason for it. I wouldn't trade Reinhardt. I wouldn't trade Kachuk. I wouldn't.
It starts to kind of.
I wouldn't trade Jones.
Well, then Forsling, you didn't say.
I wouldn't trade Forsling either.
But those are more positional.
Yeah, but that's the worth about it. That's the value about it. And I wouldn't trade Bob.
Antonio, is he overreacting saying McKinnon should demand a trade out of Colorado?
No. Yeah, I think,
a little bit, but I do think Colorado
could be working on Crosby to come there.
But it's like at the end of the day, it's like, what does the management need to do? The management put together a damn good team here, and they didn't get the job done.
This is one of the few times where I think the players are like at fault.
Yeah, and it's hard to win. Like, you take a look, Colorado hasn't gone past the second round since they won the cup. It's hard to win.
Fucking Mikkola.
Especially a lot.
Oh, my gosh. That could have been bad if Nylander does get hurt.
That's what we talking about tonight. Their oxygen was a little bit on that.
Yeah, and I still think the most poetic thing about the Rantanen trade, the power play goal that eliminated them, and a part of the Rantanen package fucking took the penalty. Like Drury took that trip. Like the next superstar I think is going to demand a trade out, I think is going to be Pasternak. That's where my money's at. especially in 2 years where his salary is like kind of like more manageable because of the salary cap going up. I think Pasternak's probably the next big superstar out.
Are you going to see that more and more in the NHL? More superstars like being traded like this?
It's starting to become like
you see
NBA.
it with Eichel.
Don't want it.
It'll never be close to the
I
NBA.
think it
No.
does that.
But it's like you had Eichel originally, and then Kachuk and Huberdeau at the time. Massive.
I don't know because of trade protections.
True.
Like,
I guess players can dictate where they want to go.
Players
right?
have too much power. I'll even say with the no movement clauses, and I'd like it to go back.
But I think I think that's the right amount of power for the players, because if
I think too many of them were getting it.
Yeah,
like say what you want about Mitch Marner, he's going to be leaving. Like you see a lot of these superstar
Well, it's fine.
players.
Has it? That's you're talking his level. I'm talking guys of below level or two below Marner getting MMC clauses. I'm like, give me a break.
Pierre Engvall, your favorite guy.
Oh, does he have one? Oh, yeah.
But
Wow.
that's
not even one or two levels below.
But that is the GM's fault, and that's the GM's fault, not the player. But what I'm talking about is like I don't think like the only time I see a player stronghold his way out of a team was Dubois, and
he's
and like I can't think of another player.
It's always happened in the past, like Pavel Bure did.
What fucking Eric Lindros with Quebec? Like
Lindros, it's always happened. You go back to at least the 90s. It's happened.
Like football, John Elway, Eli Manning, like 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning, by the way.
Bullshit, man.
I'm not talking about that tonight.
That'll be for Caesar.
Anyways, are we wrapping here soon?
For first, like we got to get to the Marchman thing, and before we move on, let's
hear from our sponsors. Go ahead, Cody.
Oh, I actually don't have it pulled up.
Let's hear from our first sponsor, Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And let's hear from our other sponsor at Jeremy Beckham at Becksells FLA. Hey, Panther fans of South Florida and need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BeckSellsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Just want to thank everyone for being here tonight, Caesar. Before we wrap here tonight, we've got a good lively chat going here again. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you have not done so yet. Appreciate all the comments in the morning.
Shout out to the Toronto fans who have actually been really nice to me, and I've gotten a lot of private messages from Toronto fans that are not like the trolls out there. I really appreciate those words, and we've been 100% real on this show. We've given Toronto credit. This is going to be a long series. We didn't say it was going to be a short 3-or sweep. So
me and Kirby did.
This was before your pick. Kirby did say it was going to be.
I said 5. It could go 6.
But I really appreciate those kind words. Not all Toronto fans are bad, and not all Toronto fans are trolls. Thank you again for all that you guys do on our show and support us. So let's take a look at what happened today in the Dallas Winnipeg series.
This was brewing. There was a great save that Connor Hellebuck made, but Marchman clearly felt that he was fouled on this play, and he has a point, and he's angry. So at the end of the period, there's another one. Now, it should be pointed out that Marchand has been fined for embellishment in the past, and there are officials who feel that he has a bit of a rep for that. But what do you guys see here at the end of this one?
You can't make contact with an official under any circumstances. You can be as frustrated as humanly possible, but you can't contact them.
I've seen this. I had a teammate whack the referee, one of the nicest, most gentlemanly teammates ever, and he got 10-game suspension for that. So, I mean, it's clear It's a chop on the ref. I can't believe who's the referee right there?
Skilleter.
Good for him though, for just not even overreacting.
Kirby.
Well, first of all, he's not embellishing. He just falls like that all the time.
Falls like a little.
Anyways, Nick, your name's not Kirby. I want the floor here. I'm a
Close
big
up on Kirby.
I'm a big Mason Marchment guy, but I have officials in my family that officiate other sports. Shout out to Armando on Locked On Panthers. He's an official as well. Under no circumstances can you touch an official. I would never accept that from my players that I coach, from any of my coaching staff, from any of my parents, in those sports of football and basketball where you can cross those lines and step in there. Under no circumstances can you do that. It's a cardinal sin. Kelly Rudy calling for like a 10-game suspension of Mason Marchment, I think that is fine because you can't look at the severity of it and say, well, the official didn't get hurt. He just kind of love tapped him. If you don't set a precedent here as the NHL, you have grassroots players like Nick Cody that just finished playing hockey a couple years ago, younger siblings watching this. And if they don't come down hard on this, and I mean like 5 games, 8 games, 10 games, I don't think 1 or 2 or 3 games is enough. You've really opened Pandora's box here, not only for this league, but all other leagues, professional leagues, and then also for all the grassroots programs that you're trying to set examples for. So under no circumstances can you lay hands, stick, object on an official. I think the league has to come down hard here. So if they decide like a 5+ game suspension, like some people have mentioned 10 games, some people are going to kind of scoff at that and think it's not a serious act. But if you allow this to happen, then what else is going to happen, Caesar? And I know, Caesar, you've been a coach before and have been around a lot of youth sports and things like that. So if you have anything to add there, again, I think it's unacceptable. I'm a big Mason Marchment fan, but this is probably one of the worst things he's done. It's not as diving and embellishing. This is about as bad as low as you can go.
Very well said there, Kirby. Yeah, you know, it's no under no circumstances should it have happened. I don't care how bad or how frustrated you are in general. You have to have that respect between the officials, coaches in general, because like Kirby said, if we let this go and sweep it under the rug, then it's going to give us an opportunity of other players to do it, and so on and so forth. We need to show a president that this is not acceptable on any league, whether it's little pee-wee, little league, men's league, or any league at all. This is unacceptable, and I'm right there with you, Kirby.
And I'm not going to lifetime ban, but we've seen, minor league hockey, some of these videos where like grown men have attacked teenage referees.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like you're gonna need referees, and it's like
those guys already
need referees to coach. Like I'm just saying, like they don't just come out of nowhere to coach your basketball game or your hockey game or your football. If they're getting berated, they're not going to do it.
And not to defend too much, because we are defending the officials here, and rightfully so. But the scrutiny that they get home, what they get when they come home to their families, a lot of hate letters they get.
Lulu says they already said he's not getting anything.
Wow.
I haven't heard that update, but that's crazy, Lulu. So
wow.
I have the tweet pulled up here from Elliot Freeman.
I know he apologized after, but it was kind of half.
From Elliot Freeman, and I quote, "League has discussed the incident at the end of the second period between Mason Marchment and referee Graham Skilleter. It is the on-ice officials' discretion to call that penalty if it is abusive officials. The answer was no, so no further action has happened."
Crazy.
I actually do not believe that. Because to be honest,
you do not believe what?
That's crazy. I mean, he got away with it there. He got very fortunate. He's lucky Skilleter let it go.
What if that's Chris Rooney? He's going to go up to him and almost grab him.
What if that's Saint Laurent?
Differently to that.
Like,
what?
And what if that's Saint Laurent? Like, and
so what? Like gets off because this official didn't react to it.
Basically, yes. So
I mean, it's not like I remember Dennis Weidman.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He got suspended, right? What was that?
He got that was bad. He just went.
Was it 5 games or 7 games?
It was originally like 20.
I think
it originally was 20, but it got Levy down.
Yeah, give me a
That's
Dennis
good.
Weidman.
That's good. I'm surprised I forgot that one on the spot, guys. Thanks for
The Dennis Weidman one, that was like
that was intent. Just like
that was like
He-
what?
one
he
was
was-
more severe.
he
but you
It was
was-
25 games, I think.
You
he
can't
was
judge on the severe of the injury or
he was initially suspended for 20 games.
Yeah.
And
and I'm not even asking 20. I just said 10 here, but
yeah.
20 to 10. I mean, that's. Yeah,
But
the
I don't
Weidman
think
one-
Ellie Rudy was saying that. You heard it there. Like, that's
I
why.
I think Mason Marchman gets very fortunate there. I think he should call.
He apologized, and it looked like he was still complaining to the official after. Like, you missed 2 calls. One was bad. One was like an embellishment, and he was still complaining about it. It wasn't like, and you're going to get off at the end of the day. Like, wow. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like the decision there.
We'll see the fallout of this tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Just keep bitching, Mush. Keep bitching.
But anything else, gentlemen, before we kind of go? Any key points?
I think I have anything else. We're going to try to get a podcast episode early middle of this week.
Yeah. All the series update. I mean, Vegas Edmonton 2-1 here. And it's a big swing right now with the injury to Calvin Pickard.
Edmonton, Toronto had a chance to go up 3-0, and they were that close.
Shout out Stuart Skinner.
Pissed it away.
And didn't he say I gave the team an opportunity to win?
I have no idea. I don't care.
He said he had
How about that Washington? How about that snooze fest? Washington,
The worst
Carolina.
second round series in the last 5 years.
I said watch out for Carolina. They're playing the best hockey right now.
I'll take that loss.
series isn't over.
I told you guys, Carolina, no joke.
Washington, Carolina. Carolina's
Shout out
just
to Jeff in our community.
Carolina's just stuffing Washington defensively. I mean,
They are cutting down all their rush chances and all the offense that they got in the regular season.
But I don't think Washington. I know, like, they don't have the firepower that some of these other teams have.
But to me, I think with Washington, they're playing every second night. Ovechkin's 39 years old, and some of these guys that don't have experience. You can't just go on a run and not have that experience. There's only Carlson's.
Well, I know that, but it's like they don't have the firepower that these other teams do. They have a bunch of guys
you have
on
problems.
They had it all year.
You have problems with Jets as well. I mean, I hate
New York Jets.
I hate the New York Jets, but we usually beat them.
Jets, the New York Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, we have our hands full with them. But Dallas, the way that I guess you could say Dallas and Carolina, how they've been playing. Carolina's been doing it since the beginning.
And Dallas is doing this without Robertson and Heiskanen.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I don't know how, Charlie, you're gonna have the answers for me. How is Connor Hellebuck so fucking bad on the road? I don't get it. Like, his home and road splits are ridiculous.
It's crazy.
At home he's a brick wall, but on the road he's fucking dog shit. I mean,
Jeff, I feel for you too, because Carolina, they're a bit of a wagon at home.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's one of the best crowds.
With Carolina, you just need players to break through their defensive mold.
You can't give Carolina a lead early because they'll suffocate you, and that crowd gets going.
Yeah, but
that's what we do against Carolina.
Yeah, and I also think the age of Washington, like, they don't have that game breaker, right? Like, they don't have
Ovechkin's getting pushed around.
It's not like some of these other teams.
Like, we don't have a number one defenseman. We do it by collective unit. Washington might not have that number one guy at this stage of like Ovechkin's career.
But neither does Carolina. I mean, I guess you could argue Slavin.
Well, Carolina doesn't. No, but they collectively, to find goals, they're going to have to find ways. But the way that they're playing right now.
Tomorrow's going to be the first time I actually get to watch a Carolina-Washington series.
Yeah, I want you to tell me.
Because I haven't been able to watch them. Like, they've been like on bad nights for me. And
you guys think Slavin's a 1?
He's damn near 1.
He's the best defenseman in the league.
No, bar none.
I disagree with that.
4 Nations prove that.
To everyone that me and Cody were trying to tell.
Try to tell y'all Slavin's a different level, big dog. I think Tanev. I still have Tanev above Forsling as of right now because of track record and stuff like that.
Ryan just said he hasn't watched a minute of that Carolina Washington. Is that true, Ryan? You better go watch those Logan Thompson goals yesterday. You're the goalie guy. You tell me.
He's having a fun time here tonight.
Well, I'm having a fun time with the goalie community on Twitter X. If you're not following me there, I'm all over the goalie
Chikrin's
evaluation.
not close to a 1. Get that shit out of here.
Oh my gosh.
He's not a 1.
Who?
Chikrin. He's
Chikrin's a
not a 1.
2-3. He's a 2-3.
He's Montour levels.
Yeah.
Like, are you picking Chikrin or Montour? Because I'm checking Montour every day of the week.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Montour playing for Team Canada right now, trying to get that credit. That Team Canada, that blue line. Whew. Mackenzie Weegar, Mike Matheson, Brandon Montour. Hello, Florida Panthers.
Do you want to really include Mike Matheson in that group?
I don't know. Maybe not for the Olympics. That might.
He's still playing on the contract we fucking gave him. So, I mean, yeah.
He started at 2, then went to 4, then went to 6. He said, how about 8? I want to be a Panther.
This has been his career, kind of. It's been like, I don't know, but he kind of had a good year this year. I don't love the guy's game, but you gotta give him some credit.
Anything else, gentlemen?
Big game 5 here. Like I said, the game 5 is probably the most pivotal game of any series.
Who does the rest favor? Because we're starting to play well. The Leafs now have to sit on this, but then they get to rest some of their bruises, here, because I think they're banged up.
I think it favors Florida because they do go on the road. Because if I was Florida, I'd go a day early. I wouldn't fly.
They can simplify their game coming off of this game that was pretty clean, I would say. So just replicate that.
Yeah, and like Florida.
Are you guys worried about some matchup things that they might do? Are there any lineup changes coming for
Jimmy
Toronto?
was asking us about that on our Spaces X pre-show. It's a great question by Jimmy and all the different matchups. But don't the Leafs have to search for the matchups right now, Cody? We can throw things at them right now.
Because with the way our fourth line has been better now. The matchups are kind of shifted, and now that the Lundell line's been matched up with the Matthews line now.
Yeah.
And then the one thing the adjustment that Florida has really made is what Toronto killed Florida with the first 2 games, including game 3, is when Florida tries to get on the forecheck and try and keep pucks in the offensive zone, Toronto's had a late forward, like a forward kind of sneaking out of the play. And
Ryan says bring in Reeves. What else can they do?
Hey, Nick Robertson, maybe? I don't know.
Nick Robertson.
Ryan gave the Leafs the credit at the best of days.
Cody, do you remember when Nick Robertson
Yeah,
first came into the NHL and in the bubble, and everybody kept saying the 19-year-old Nick Robertson?
They've been talking him up
That's
for
the
like
guy
fucking forever, and he's like not.
That was a meme on Twitter. It's like, how old is Nick Robertson again?
I'll make a prediction. Maybe they scratch a Bobby McMahon here soon, and they go to Nick Robertson.
Can they fucking trade the guy so he can go get some
You
playing
know who
time
they should
somewhere?
scratch? They should scratch Holmberg.
Like,
And do you guys think Stolarz makes an appearance
no.
here soon?
He's not.
Not the way that Wall's been playing, and then the injury still. I think it's. I don't think it's good that he can fly. So if he does play, it would end up. Would it be in a game 5?
Well, because they're going back home, so that's what I'm saying.
But
I probably wouldn't think game 5.
But the one thing Florida has done differently in these, like, especially tonight, because you saw him, there were a couple times tonight where the defenseman, where the puck was kind of kept in, but the defenseman was already skating out of the zone. And so you would have to wait for them to go back onside or whatever. And that was because they were trying to make sure of the forward kind of sneaking out. Because that's what happened with the Nylander Ekblad Forsling play. Toronto gets control, and Nylander is like trying to sneak out. Breakaway.
He went through Ekblad though.
Yeah, Ryan, I didn't pick the Panthers in 3 like you did and other people in our community.
Hey, me and Caesar are the only ones that could be correct right now.
Yeah. But it might not even go 6. It could go 7.
It could go 7.
Could go 7.
I think we got another overtime here in the next game or 2.
Stop it.
I hated that overtime because Toronto had like 4 or 5 good
You know,
chances.
I love these playoff runs, but I don't think people understand how mentally grating it is, especially like with this. Especially
when you're at the game, it's
and even like the community, like it is a wild 2 months.
Like
we're the one answering DMs around the clock.
Like Lulu with cats and 6, but the thing is, like,
oh, I have to do this again. Hold on. Shout out to the Holy Water.
fucking pulled it out of his ass. Like it's
No.
crazy.
So that was game 3 or 4, Cody.
But with Toronto, with Toronto's adjustments, I don't know if they can make much of any. Like they're play harder. But
I think Berube is going to have them ready to go. They're not going to just go.
They're going to have them ready to go. But once again, in this series, if they're going to want to win, Matthews and Martin are going to have to be the best players.
Yep. And they're not winning the board battles either.
Well, they're starting to lose them now.
Yeah, because their depth guys got off now, and that's when their depth guys are kind of starting to teeter like this now.
Yeah.
Because remember,
why did Max Pacioretty decide to perform when he left Montreal? He didn't want to do anything in the playoffs for Montreal, but now he wants to do shit against us in Toronto. You know, he wanted to come play for us last year.
Yeah, we were one of the teams, and then we picked Okposo.
Yeah.
Which was the right pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, I mean, shout out Carolina for rushing him from that torn Achilles. But, yeah, I mean, it's...
Far cry from those Vegas years, huh?
Because here's the thing. The team that's going to win the series is whoever's, kind of quiet star shows up quicker. Least Matthews and Marner. Panthers is Reinhardt.
And he's been close these last 2 games.
Yeah, because if Reinhardt shows up, that's not good for Toronto. Because
I won't even go as far as shows up, Cody, but when it starts to click for Reinhardt,
because
that's the next step now.
Like a far cry in for
and he's close on some of those shorthanded opportunities and things like that. That's backbreaking if it happens to Leafs.
Yeah, Wool made a really nice save there. The glove save.
Yeah.
But I don't really know
what his best play in game 4 was the shorthanded work and things like that.
I think R was too. Shout out Tomasz Nosek, man.
He's been playing good.
Kirby.
Relax.
How was he on?
Cody, Nick's getting so excited with this. Matthew, keep it up.
Are you talking faceoffs?
Yeah.
He was like 20%. Not a good
I'm
night.
just talking his general play, but
he got kicked out 5 times.
Yeah, but we won a lot more board battles, so the faceoffs were more lopsided than last game. But since we won a lot more battles off of the faceoff, it didn't seem as bad.
Yeah.
So
I'm just really pissed off.
Ready to wrap.
I'm really pissed off about Nico Sturm or whatever.
It was only a 4th. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
All right, but signing off.
Thanks again, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you guys on Wednesday.
And as always, let's go Cats, baby.
I gotta go with Bobby. That was fun. Let's reset, refocus, and do it again.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats.